Welcome back at 9:43 on your Monday morning. A Chicago area nonprofit, Dion's Chicago Dream, just unveiled its latest initiative to help families experiencing food insecurity. The Dream Vault program aims to provide fresh and nutritious foods to Chicago area households. And starting next year, these lockers will be filled with boxes of fruits and vegetables, each with enough produce to feed a household for a whole week. There are 25 lockers serving 25 households a day.
And joining us now is the man behind the mission, Dion Dawson, the CEO of Dion's Chicago Dream. Welcome.
Hey, nice to have you.
And we're recognizing you today as one of our change makers.
Appreciate it.
And we just showed our viewers your latest Dream Vault in Morgan Park. You also have a set of lockers at the Save-A-Lot in Inglewood. Tell us more about this mission, this program, how it got started, and just how you execute it.
Oh, I mean, Dion's Chicago Dream is about health equity. And when we think about food security, when we think about trying to really get over the hump, what we saw is that a lot of things directly affected hunger, but not food insecurity, because food insecurity is really about the lack of access and the access to quality. And so with, Dion's Chicago Dream, with the Dream Vault, as well as our Dream Deliveries, we want to make sure that there's always quality as well as access to that quality. And so with the Dream Vault, what we're doing is we're taking technology that's outside of philanthropy, that's outside of traditional nonprofits, and bringing it into the sector. So we have Amazon-type lockers paired with our logistics and our food. That way we can get fresh, healthy produce to households every single week.
Is it like people get a text message?
Absolutely, or an email.
That technology,
absolutely,
easier to connect them
definitely,
with food.
Definitely.
And so quick.
That's right.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
Well, now Dion's Chicago Dream started in 2020 with a community fridge in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Inglewood, and it's since grown into a major nonprofit with multiple programs. So talk to me now about everything that your organization does and how it's grown over the last 3 years since 2020.
Well, when we started, it wasn't really about being a big nonprofit or changing the status quo. What we started with was how can we hold ourselves accountable to tangible impact? And at that fridge, we learned a lot of the qualitative things that we normally don't see at a high scale. We learned why there's preference. We learned why people can't, come to the fridge. And so as a result, that's where Dream Deliveries kind of morphed from. It morphed from the fridge affecting 15 or 20 households to now Dream Deliveries being able to go past that barrier and going to households where people are working all the time, or because of proximity, they can't access it. Then with the Vault, we were able to do something where how do we tackle more things than just health equity, things like retail leakage, things like getting foot traffic into these amazing small businesses in our neighborhood. And as a result, we're an organization with 25 paid employees making well over $20 an hour. We've also provided to date about 900,000 pounds of brand new fresh fruits and vegetables to the Chicagoland area since inception.
You mentioned Chicagoland area, not just neighborhoods. You ventured into the suburbs as well.
Absolutely. We're actually in the south and west suburbs as well. And so that's important because when we talk about health equity and food insecurity, we know that just by default, a lot of these suburbs are missing out because they don't have the transportation, they don't have the access or the jobs.
Those barriers you were talking about, is pride sometimes an issue that folks don't want to come forward?
Not necessarily for us.
So it's just that you want to provide the access there. And I also want to mention the fact that 1 in 5 families experience food insecurity. Is it more intense during the holidays?
Well, for us, the beautiful thing is that we see that need every single day. And what we try not to do is we try not to be reactive to the time of year and understand that that need will always be there. And so the beautiful thing about that metric is that although there's 1 in 5, we never talk about, even if they had the food, how do we get it to them? And that's the gap that we try to fill is, okay, where are those food insecure households? But we've made sure that almost 900,000 pounds has went directly to those households as opposed to them coming to us.
I got to ask you, how did this start for you? Why was this such an important cause? And then very quickly, how can people help?
Oh, well, for me, it's simple. It's when I was a child and we had our struggles sometimes, I went through that and I didn't feel special. I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel heard. And so what we want to make sure that we do is we center the end user's experience in our ecosystem. We want to make sure that they understand that they're the most vital asset we have. And whatever way we can meet them, we will. And for anyone out there that wants to help us, they can easily go to www.dionchicagodream.com. Please donate, because for us, we've been able to provide a household with a year's worth of fresh fruits and vegetables for only $1,000 per year for our organization.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so all of those people out in the Chicagoland area or around the nation, every $1,000 you're taking a household off of our wait list.
Which is amazing. I mean, such important work. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
I mean, ongoing success to you. Dion Dawson, CEO of Dion's Chicago Dream. Thank you so much for joining us today and continued, like Ryan said, continued success.
Likewise. Thank you all for all you're doing.
All right, now let's